guys. Today we're going to be talking about the slide rule and finding the GCF and LCM. Our I can statement for this lesson is I can find the GCF and LCM using the slide rule. So the slide rule is an easy way for us to find the GCF and LCM. But what does GCF and LCM stand for? GCF stands for greatest common factor, and LCM stands for least common multiple. Okay. You've heard GCF before, or greatest common factor. Those are your factors. Your factors are the numbers that multiply together to give you a product. So when we think of factors, we think factors mean few. There's a set amount of numbers of factors. Okay, so let's say if I want to find the GCF of 36. I would want to find all the numbers that multiply together to give me 36. So I always start with 1 and itself. So 36. All right. I've got 2 and 18. 3 and 12. 4. Will 4 go into that? That's right, 4 and 9. Will 5 work? No, 5 won't work because there's not a 5 or a 0 in the ones place. Okay, will 6 work? 6 times 6 is 36, so that's correct. So there's no other numbers in between that will give me 36. So these are all my factors. Okay. Multiples, so with your LCM, your multiples are many. Multiples never end. So let's say I want to find all the multiples of 3. I would have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39. And on 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 and on. It never ends. Okay? But there's an easy way to find the GCF and the LCM. We find the GCF and the LCM by using the slide. Okay? To find the GCF, so our instructions here say find a common factor for the two given numbers. So we're trying to find the GCF and LCM of 12 and 18. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to set up the numbers 12 and the numbers 18. And we're going to draw this little slide up under them. And we're going to think to ourselves, using our divisibility rules, what number can come out of 12 and 18? Well, they're both even, so we're going to pull 2 out. So then we're going to divide each number, so we're going to divide 12 and 18 by the common factor, by 2. Okay, so 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. So now we've got 6 and 9 in our slide. And so we draw, once again, another slide. Is there anything that could come out of 6 and 9? Well, if you think about it, 3 could come out of 6 and 9. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So now we have 2 and we have 3. Using our divisibility rules, is there anything that can come out of 2 or 3? No, only 1. Only 1 can come out of 2 and 3. So we can't go any further. 2 and 3 is our lowest terms right there. So now we want to find the GCF and the LCM. If if you look right here, these numbers right here, when you multiply these numbers together, 2 and 3, which equals 6, this is going to be your GCF. The numbers right here are your GCF. To find the LCM, we make an L shape, like this. And we multiply all these numbers together. So 2 times 3 times 2 times 3.
Teachers, may I have your attention, please? If you are
Alright guys, sorry about that. So like I was saying, finding the LCM, you draw this L right here, and then we multiply all the numbers in the L together. So we've got 2 times 3, we know that equals 6, and then 2 times 3 again equals 6. So 6 times 6 equals 36. So our LCM, our least common multiple, is going to be 36. Here we have a pretty little diagram on how to solve for this, okay? Alright, so let's practice a few different things. Okay, so our question here says find the GCF and LCM of the following pairs of numbers. What happens if two people start the slide using a different factor? So let's focus on 8/20ths for a second. I'm gonna put 8 and 20 into a slide like this. I'm gonna think using my divisibility rules, what comes out of 8 and 20? Right off the bat, I notice they're even, so I can pull 2 out. I know that 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 20 divided by 2 is 10. Okay? So then I'm going to try again. I'm going to look at 4 and 10 now. Okay? What can come out of 4 and 10? Well, once again, they're even. So I'm going to take 2 out. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. I'm going to look at 2 and 5. And I'm going to try, I always try 2, 3, 5, and 7. Can either 2, 3, 5, or 7 come out of those numbers? Well, 2 can't come out of both of them because they're not even. 3 can't come out of both of them. 5 can't, nor 7. So that means I am done. I can't go any further. So I'm going to find my GCF now. My GCF, remember, is right here on the side. So 2 times 2 equals 4. So my GCF is 4. My LCM, I create this L figure right here. So I have, and then I multiply all these numbers. 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Well, I know 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 5 is 40. So my LCM is going to be 40. Now let's say somebody chose something besides 2 to start off with. Let's say I have 8 and 20, and I look at 8 and 20 and I say, what comes out of 8 and 20? And I see that 4 comes out of 8 and 20. Well, 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. We're back in the same situation. We know that 2 and 5 are as low as we can go. So the GCF is going to be right here. There's no other numbers to multiply it by, so the GCF is 4. The LCM, we have to make our little L. And we have 4 times 2 is 8, times 5 gives us 40. The same exact thing that we got before. Okay? So it doesn't matter what number you start with. Some people will start with 2. Some people will start 4. You're going to get the same answers. All right. What I encourage you to do is to pause the video and I want you to try 18 and 45 and 14 and 42 and see what you get. Alright, the next part of this is this fancy worded thing right here. It says use GCF to rewrite each sum as a multiple of a sum whose add-ins have no common factors. So the GCF to rewrite each sum, which means these are the sums right here. We're rewriting these sums as a multiple of a sum whose add-ins have no common factors. So what we're going to do is we're going to, if anytime you see GCF or you see multiple, because multiple is going to tell us LCM, we're going to use the slide. So we're going to use the slide, and this is called the distributive property. Okay, you're going to hear this a lot and a lot and a lot, and the slide makes this so easy. So what we do is we set up these bones right here. Okay, set up the bones. Looks like a fish bone. You're going to take 6 and 9, and you're going to set them up in the slide. You're going to think to yourself, what comes out of 6 and 9? Using our divisibility rules, we know that 3 comes out of 6 and 9. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Remember, we're going to always check for 3, 5, and 7. Oh, I forgot 2. We also need to remember 2. Okay, 2, 3, 5, and 7. Can 2 come out of both of these? Well, 2 can come out of 2, but is 3 divisible by 2? No. Can 2 be divisible by 3? No, so we know we have to stop. And so these numbers right here are smaller than the rest of our numbers, so we know they're not divisible by it. So that means we're done. So what we're going to do, remember this 3 right here is the GCF. And it says to use GCF to rewrite each sum as a multiple. So this 3 is going to go right here. And then these numbers are just going to go right here. Notice that there's an addition sign in the center. The reason we use an addition sign is because we were using an addition sign up here. If it were a subtraction sign, we would have put a subtraction sign in it. But that's not what we have. Alright, so the outside piece is the GCF.
The following teachers need to come to my office, please.
Alright, back again. Sorry guys, real life school situations going on right now. Alright, so let's look again at practicing using the bones and using the slide. We're going to do number 1. Okay, we had 25 plus 40. We want to find, using the GCF, and we're going to use the slide because we're using GCF, we're going to break this apart into the distributive property. So, if I put 25 and 40 in the slide, then I'm also going to make my bones. Remember, I used the addition sign because that's what's in my problem. Alright, so what can come out of 25 and 40? We think there's 5 and 0 in the ones place, so 5 can come out. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 40 divided by 5 is 8. If we have 2, 3, 5, and 7, will 2 come out of 5 and 8? No, it will come out of 8, but not 5. 3, no. 5, no. 7, no. So this is as far as we can go. So remember our 5, our GCF is going to drop out to the side, and everything just slides into place. All right, so um, this is how we use the slide to find the GCF and the LCM, and how we use it to find the distributive property.